Alright, after yesterday's very bleak video, I want some more positivity. So I thought I would begin by telling you about my highlight of last year. The best thing that happened to me in 2022. See this? It says 12 chicken nuggets. But when I opened it, there were 13. They weren't very nice, but that was the best thing that happened to me in 2022. Martin Quaid Week continues with a comic not by Martin Quaid. This is a fill-in issue that came out after his run on Fantastic Force, and I reviewed part 1 about a month ago, so it felt like it was time to do part 2. There's not much point in just spending a week bashing Martin Quaid. I have said most of what I need to say about him, and there is no point repeating everything over and over again. If I ever review a story where he has a character murder another with a hammer, it might be relevant, but realistically, I never have to make a Martin Quaid video ever again. I also learnt that not only is Martin Quaid not fun to read, but he's not very fun to talk about either. Nevertheless, we are persistent with Martin Quaid Week. Fantastic Force 526 here. Not a good cover. Nice bit of art, but not a good cover. This is the epitome of a poster cover. These two characters are not even the focus of this story. They are in it as much as the other two of the four. And I like the art, but a bad cover. The creative team here are Karl Kesel and Wallace Grummett, a pair who really should have been flat out handed the title. This is too good for a two-part story between other people's runs. They should be the run. They would be great on Fantastic Force. The bad guy in this story is Devil, the alchemist who makes potions in a travelling show. And that's not much, but it's the best I can do. I have read this before. I was thinking that sometimes it is not clear if I am reading things for the first time or not. But I read this, maybe not when it came out, but a couple of months or a year or so after. I got it because it had the artist from New Thunderbells, and we are talking nearly 20 years ago now, so I really didn't remember much about the story. What's happening is the team and their close associates are having each other's dreams, and Devil is possibly involved. But the one thing that I have retained all these years is this freaky fucking page. This has stayed with me for all this time. The creepy image of Devil sleeping in disguise as a person with his costumed self underneath. Devil is having these dreams as well, so Mr. Fantasticals believes that Devil isn't the cause of them. And I like Devil. I think he is an underrated Fantastic Four bad guy. I talked about him and his history a lot in the first part, so I won't get into it here again. But go back and watch that if you want to know more about his history, or if you just want to understand a lot of this second part of the story. The heroes are deprived of sleep and are snapping at each other. I also spent a good minute or so considering the idea that one of the other team members, they could have Hugh on Fire's dream, and in his dream, he is banging his sister. That would be a funny, if awkward and gross thing to have in the issue. I do like Devil's plan here. He wants Mr. Fantasticals to allow him access to a time machine so that he can go back and defeat the Spanish Inquisition, so he would never lose some of his earliest potions and concoctions. He is holding the threat of turning one building into solid gold each day that they refuse to his deal. And right now he has turned their headquarters to gold. I could have called him Gold Member, but Diablo doesn't translate to English as Gold Member. It is Devil. I like the stuff with him, but I am less infused with the dream plot. It's fine, but the two seem only loosely connected for most of the story. There's also the fact that I am not a big fan of stories about dreams, comics which feature dreams prominently. This one isn't bad for that. We didn't have to sit through a dozen or so dreams. We didn't waste so much time on the actual dreams themselves. The dreams are a background problem, it seems. Devil is clearly the centerpiece of the story. What it is with dreams, and this is true across all media, it isn't exclusive to comics, but it seems a lot more like comics commit this sin the most. Dreams are abstract. Dreams are confusing. Dreams didn't often make sense. Comics and a lot of film and TV are very beholden to the Freudian idea of a dream, that they are drenched in symbolism and metaphor, and that they mean something deep and insightful. Every dream in comics is something subconsciously constructed to exposit a clear theme or personality trait. I dream a lot. I dream almost every night. And my dreams usually do have a story or adherence to a basic idea of some narrative. But my dreams have little internal logic or consistency or continuity. I often dream that I am a woman. I wonder what Frows would think of that. I have never once had the dreams they have in comics, where they fight themselves or unmask their greatest nemesis, only to find their identity is a reflection of themselves. Here is a completely unrelated cutaway image, because I have nothing else to cut away to right now, and it has no bearing on anything I just mentioned. I like this story though. It is fun, and this might even be the most recent Fantastic Four story I have liked. Absolutely in the main series. This is the last time I have truly enjoyed Summit in the main Fantastic Force title. Dwayne McMilestone had some decent moments, but overall I was not a fan of having Storms on the team. I was okay with Black Panther, but Storms felt like they were trying to squeeze some excellent men sales mojo into Fantastic Force, and I didn't want to get into complaining about the Black Panther marriage to Storms. Have I discussed that before? That seems like something I should have discussed. It is terrible and wrong-headed, and I'll show a thumbnail if I have talked about it. But, no, I have, I think. Black Panther with the bad Simon Bianca covers. I talked about it in that. This story, I recommend it. Quality two-parter. It is not too late for Marvel to grab these art veterans and give them a real go at Fantastic Force. I think it would still be an uphill battle for them, having again with all the more recent continuity. I hope that you are all having a good Martin Quaid week here at Son of Nimrod. 7 thumbs up for this issue.